Hello, everybody. Excited utterance here. My name's Hella, as that sign says, in case you forget my name, or it's down there as well. It's been a few days for me. I've been stuck here being super mum, looking after my girl who's had influenza A. Ugh, gross. She's a little bit better today though, which is good, and that's why I was like, scramble, scramble, scramble. Maybe I can take an hour out of my nurse life to maybe stream and say hello to you all. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Hey, Ronnie. Hey, Young. Thank you so much for cheering up my girl yesterday and talking K-pop and completely obliterating the chat over in Dali's stream. Hello, Bob Masabo. Good to see you. If you ever want to be a blogger like Sean, let's go. More. I'm only a mini blogger. I'm a tiny, tiny little mini blogger. I weigh about 90 pounds. I think I've got a little bit to go. Maybe that's why I can't get a nice big chat going like Sean. Hello, John. Hello. Oh, you're finally feeling better too? Oh, that's great. Good. I'm pleased to hear it. Now, I haven't even had the time to put my thing about my July membership drive into chat. So maybe if one of my lovely mods could go find my little write-up about that, I'll pin it. So because I'm only 5 gifted memberships away from my next challenge, and by the way, my next challenge is going and finding some random Aussie on the street and asking them what they think about Mr. Trump. And isn't that the topic of the week? And I believe he's talking tonight at the RNC, and I know what the RNC is. It's the Republican National Convention. I didn't even know there was such a thing, but I know about it now because he's at it, and he hasn't stopped doing any of the stuff that he does since he was shot at. And let's not play this down, people, because people have been playing it down. CNN, I can't believe people have been playing it down, but they have. John. 5 gifted memberships. You really want to see this happen, don't you? You really want to see this happen. Of course you do. Hang on a minute. Let me see. Oh, hang on. We'll bring Dali. Dali's here. He's not usually here for my chitty chats, but he's here. And hang on. He's here and he can read out. Hello. You've missed me, haven't you?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, come on now. Come on. I'm not going to say I missed you unless you say it missed me.
And I missed you a little bit.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, I've tolerated missing you, kind of, somewhat.
Well, that's high praise.
It is, yeah, it is. Okay, so can you read out, please, the gifted membership? That would be awesome.
Miss Diana, Sherelle Jackson, Busta Pige, Aussie True Crime, May.
Ooh, Aussie True Crime back.
Was gifted a membership by a John Cummins.
John, you're so lovely, you're so awesome, and you must be so happy to be finally feeling better. You had COVID, what, 4 weeks ago, a bit more than that? And yeah, then you got sick again and it was horrible. So, and we just love having you around. Thank you so much. Hello, Cowpoke. How are you? Distant. Yes, you were. No, you weren't shot. Trump was shot. He was shot. Christine, how's it going? We're in a movie plot right now because this week was unbelievable. Hey, if I recall, Trump's run up to the last election felt like a movie plot as well. Because I remember that he caught COVID, and at that time, like, everyone was a lot more scared of COVID than they
I think it
now.
was more deadly back then.
Well, it was actually a real thing back then. People, I think I was actually talking to my mom about this yesterday. COVID in 2020 was a way different thing than it is now.
Well, it was a different strain, and
it was actually a virulent disease virus. People were in those like lung things, like, and people were being intubated, and
which they shouldn't have
like
been. But
young people were falling off their perch fast, like they'd catch it, and then suddenly they just like fall over in their house and be gone just like that. And some people will say that's like some sort of like lie, but it happened. Like people lost people in their
sure,
families really quickly. But then the virus mutated, and luckily it mutated in such a way that it became less deadly. And some
more
people will tell you
contagious, but less deadly.
less deadly, yes. And some people will tell you that's because of vaccines, and some people they will tell you it just happened naturally. And I have no idea. I'm not going to
It's
say I have any clue
it's pretty
how it
typical
happened.
for viruses to mutate like that.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't know, and I remember at the time, everyone was just such a everyone became like an immunologist. Everyone thought that they knew everything about it. At the time, I was just like, "I don't know. I haven't got a clue. All I know is I hope it goes away." But, back to what happened in that week or 2 leading up, remember he caught it, and then he took remdesivir, I think,
Yeah,
and he just bounced back like some
within
superhuman.
3 days.
Yeah, yeah, and people were all like, "Is it a stunt? Did he really have it?" Um, and then I remember him coming out, and there was this movie moment of him taking the mask off, oh, like that, and yeah, people were like, "This is like some movie plot, it can't be real." And,
He
this
actually he thought about wearing a Superman shirt underneath and like ripping open his shirt to show Superman.
Yeah,
Like his staff was like, "No, you shouldn't do that. No, 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 no."
really? Or not? You
Yeah,
making that up?
no. He talked about it.
Okay, so now it's starting to feel like the whole movie plot is starting again, but I also feel it's a bit disrespectful to be comparing this to some movie plot,
To some or a COVID diagnosis.
maybe, because there's a 50-year-old man, a father, and he's passed away. And before I start showing you, okay, there's some fun stuff I'm going to show you in this stream. Before I start showing you the fun stuff, I'm going to tell you guys something that happened to me yesterday. I was text chatting with one of my friends here who's left leaning and does follow some of the US news. Most people here don't follow the US news, all right? Like they really don't. But this person does. And he said to me, so you talk to the American people, don't you? And I'm like, yeah.
Maybe.
And yeah, maybe a bit. And he said to me, oh, so your daughter's been sick and stuff. You haven't had time to talk to them about the Trump thing? I'm like, I was actually on stream when it happened.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And
saw
he
me
said, so
freaking out.
yeah, yeah. And he
I
said,
did.
oh, so what do you all think about it? And I said, if you're asking me if we think it's staged, the answer's no. And he's like, come on now. And I'm like, are you gonna tell me you think it's staged? And he's like, it was so staged. And I was just like, okay, I don't want to talk about this anymore. We're gonna have an argument. And I was just and he kept going at me, kept going at me. It was just like, you can't tell me that you think that the that there was just this 20-year-old who happened to miss him and the blood was just perfectly there, and then he had the presence of mind to stand up, and he went like that just in that moment, and the photos were all just perfect, and I'm like,
It's Trump. The guy has the most amazing luck I've ever seen of anybody, first of all. And just everything he does just ends up being like this perfect moment. And
okay, maybe.
there's no
Okay,
way it was fake.
all right. So my response to that was, so you're telling me that the Republicans actually allowed a 20-year-old to A, commit suicide, and B, to open fire into a stadium full of civilians and allow someone to be shot.
Oh, and
And there
conspired
could have
with
been
Secret
more.
Service.
Yeah,
Secret Service had to be in on it.
So you're telling me that happened? And he said, yes, plausible, collateral damage. And I went, no, sorry, don't buy it. Don't buy it. And can we please stop talking about this now? Yeah, I just, no. No. I can't get my head around that. That's just not.
Even my liberal mom doesn't believe that.
Yeah,
And she's very liberal.
that's not right. That's not right. So this is the thing. So when you want to believe something, you'll convince yourself of anything, and we've seen it with trials and things like that. We've seen it when people just don't like the defendant and they just want the person to be guilty so bad that they will think of any possibility to make it true. Okay, this friend watches way too much American MSN bullshit. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we're going to get to now. All right, so guys in chat, ready to fall in love? Ready to fall in love? Because I tell you what, this chick here, she has a
Is she a
big
felon?
fan base getting now. Is she a felon? No.
Oh, well, I probably won't fall in love, but
okay, ready. Oh, even chicks, I think I've got a bit of a thing going for her right now. All right, this lady here, let's go. Let's put us in what mode? This one will do. Okay, so this is a reporter on Australian. Yeah, it's a right-wing news outlet, but let's say that I looked at the mainstream. This is also mainstream, but right-leaning news outlet. I looked at the other outlets as well, and they did immediately report it as an assassination attempt. So, but this is an opinion piece, clearly. So let's go.
Images, you can see the bullet that pierced his right ear as he gets up with blood smeared on his face. Look what happened. This horrific act has just deepened an already huge divide in the United States of America. But if you're following media outlets like CNN today, well, you would have thought that Donald Trump had a fall. Look at this headline. Secret Service rushed Trump off stage after he falls at rally. Falls. It was an assassination attempt. He's not Joe Biden that doesn't know how to stand up. And that's not a one-off headline. This morning, I was looking at my phone and I was taking screenshots because even though it's CNN, I still couldn't believe it. The next headline I saw, Trump injured in incident at rally. Incident. That's really what they wanted to go with when the man who's been president before and is running again was just shot. Images, you can see the bullet that pierced.
So clearly that's just a snippet that somebody has grabbed and put onto X. Let's have a look at some of the responses to that. So the Australian media, oops, hang on, I'll make it so it's easier for you to see. Oops. Even more easy to see. The Australian media just community noted their American counterparts. Footnote, the only real mainstream media in Australia, the rest are along with the propagandists. No, I looked into that. And they didn't just go along with the propagandists. I tried to find some of the left-leaning ones, and I know who the left-leaning ones are. They're our ABC, which is our Australian Broadcasting Network. They're publicly owned. They're usually the most left-leaning.
Yeah.
And Channel 10, they're the privately owned left-leaning outlet. I went back and looked at what was said on it was a Sunday here, and no, they didn't say those sorts of things. They didn't say the kind of things that CNN said. So yeah, what was this presenter's name? Gabrielle Power is her name. Sky News Australia. Yep. Okay, who was this reporter? What was the media outlet? Gabrielle Power. World is so over. Why American legacy media like CNN? It's really disgusting, though, how they were purposely trying to keep out that he was shot. I noticed it right away. Sky News hella called out CNN. Yes, they did. CNN, even the world knows you are nothing but propagandists for the left. Your demise at your own hands can't come soon enough. I couldn't believe the audacity of their initial headlines. Yeah, this does get me.
Yeah.
How and this is the other thing. It's like, so what do the people who think it was staged actually think happened? Do they think that bullet, there was no bullet that went near him, that there was just like something else that hit him, and
Or
like
he had like
fake
some
blood,
kind of movie squib.
movie blood?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what actually hit him therefore wasn't a bullet at all, it was something
Yeah.
else, and blood just spurted out.
Meanwhile, he
for
had the perfect
effect.
trajectory showing it just missed him.
Yeah, you're right, Bob Masato. ABC is assholes broadcasting communism. They're terrible generally, but I looked up what they reported, and it was very factual.
Well,
Very factual.
Australia doesn't, I mean, our media is worried about Trump being reelected.
Mm.
I mean, they're not even showing that iconic photo anymore because it's being used to make Trump look good.
Yes.
So they're changing.
Is she single? Good on her. Speaking of about the normalization narrative. There's some more stuff about, yep, there she is. Yes, speak the truth, Australia. I wonder what this would be called if it was Biden instead of Trump. I don't know how I feel about this one. The seemingly reasonable response is that these headlines emerged very soon after the incident, and they didn't want another sensational headline to be later retracted in embarrassment. We care what Australia thinks now. Well, why not care what Australia thinks? Like, why not care what the rest of the world thinks? Why not care what the rest of the world thinks? We're all watching, you guys, and I tell you what, for the last 4 years, we've all been watching Mr. Biden fall over and stuff. So, like, we've been giggling at that. Why not? Another example of Biden's America sucks. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. And this person here, Angelica Lanus, and I have to say, she says it exactly as I would say it. We call it as we see it here.
Yeah.
We don't mess around. And Australian media finally waking up. Screenshot this. Enjoy a screenshot. Oh, what's this? The American media. Yeah. That's the thing. We don't tend to mess about with our words, and it can be a bit why people don't like us sometimes, right? Like, I rub people up the wrong way.
Oh yeah.
Hayden does. Yeah. We all Australians, we don't mess around with our words.
I worked
at
GoDaddy for a year, and on my shift was the morning of Australia. So I dealt with a ton of Australians. I was racist against Australia for years.
Yep.
Because I didn't understand, like, you guys were assholes, but like I didn't understand. I mean, obviously I love you guys now, but it's just like people don't understand how different you guys are.
Well, we also have a really different sense of humor. Like, we make fun of people we love. Like, like if we like somebody, we're more likely to make fun of them. And we, like Hines was saying, in the UK, they're quite similar. They call it busting each other's balls. We call it paying each other out. And it just means we love you. But Americans seem to be a little bit more sensitive about it. Like,
I think other guys do it with each other, but not the women.
Oh,
so
the women do it.
When women do it, in America, women don't do that. So it's a little weird.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I didn't know that. Yeah. No, women do it just as much, if not more.
Well, women do it legitimately to each other, but
yeah. You've never rubbed me up the wrong way. Really? You got to meet me. Okay, cool. All right. So next things next. the thing that you put onto our Discord, Dolly. Is that this thing?
I think. Hold on one sec. Sorry.
Let's just make sure. So,
wrong one.
About the next day, there was another report that came out. Here it is. Awesome. Trump shooting miracle survival.
There are also fears the assassination attempt could lead to further violence, prompting an impassioned plea for calm from the Oval Office.
Pushing ahead in Milwaukee. Donald Trump says he'd planned
Oh, sorry. Hold on one sec.
I don't think this is it. This is
to
ABC
delay
News.
his trip.
So this is the one that I posted.
Was it?
Yeah, because this is ABC News. So this is
Oh.
left media.
I'm sorry. I'll do the one I posted. Sorry.
That's all right. So see, it's just written straight up there, Trump assassination attempt, and showing him going over to Milwaukee the next day, isn't it?
You know, here we
There we go.
go, Brad, in real true to form. The lefties seem to be having a complete meltdown about the fact that Donald Trump has indeed survived. I mean, listen to this woman.
I just found out about this. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process.
She seems nice.
You're telling me somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew, and he missed! We were a second away! We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed! There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it! We were a centimeter away! Oh!
It's almost
What
like
the
God had
hell?
other plans, sweetie.
What?
Seriously, Brad, these people are absolutely insane.
Demented, demonic, disturbing. These are the only words I have. And guys, I wish it was just one video on TikTok. At this point, I've probably seen 15 to 20, each with hundreds or thousands of comments lamenting the fact that the shooter missed Donald Trump and didn't effectively assassinate him. And look, obviously it's the internet, so there's always some crazy people out there, but the fact that there's so many young people on this app, and look, I report on TikTok, and I've seen a lot of crazy stuff on there, but this one still takes the cake. They're worshiping the fact that their political opponent wasn't assassinated. They're memeing and joking about an incident where innocent bystanders were shot and killed. Something is deeply broken in the minds and in the political sensibilities and in the online culture that some young people are caught up into. And these are dangerously radical online spaces where this kind of thing spreads unchecked and is either laughed off or openly agreed with. And it's just disturbing beyond words and makes me really
Even more disturbing than his ears.
really scared for a future where this generation or those people potentially have some form of actual power. Because if this is any sign, I'm scared to see what they would do with it.
Brad, you're absolutely right. But I mean, while some lefty loons are lamenting that Trump wasn't killed, others are insisting the whole thing was staged. Have a listen to actress Amanda Seales, who reckoned the gunshots weren't real, the blood was all fake. Have a listen to this.
That was more staged than a Tyler Perry production of Medea Runs for President. This was, I believe, done to try to show his strength counter to Biden's fragility.
Try to?
I think, hey guys,
These people are so consumed.
I think she's actually someone on TV. The reason why is because there were some comments about that, and I think she might be like from. Is she from The View?
No, not The View, but
Okay. No, I really thought she was someone from
maybe
like a TV personality because people were calling out that woman on some because she was on TikTok, I think.
Yeah.
People were calling her out about like being an influencer of some sort. So if anybody knows, John comment. I know that person's not an Aussie. He was an American correspondent.
Yeah. Oh. And can I just say, Donald Trump has to fake being almost assassinated to prove he's stronger than Biden and his fragility.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
Donald
PBS.
Trump.
It did sound like an audition for The View. I have watched The View, like little clips of it. It's appalling.
God. It's disgusting.
It's really hard to watch. It's just a bunch of wine mums all talking about shit.
If you ever need to make yourself throw up quickly, I suggest watching The View. It's a great treatment. If you swallow some poison or something, watch The View.
It's got Whoopi Goldberg on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, I don't know who any of them are.
I think Meghan McCain was on there for a while. She was the token.
I don't know who that is.
The daughter of John McCain.
Okay. I know who John McCain is.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah, I do know. He's a politician.
Yeah. I shook his hand once. The fucker limp wristed me. I swear to God. I swear to God.
I'm not used to hearing limp wristed. I've heard of limp dick, but not limp wristed.
It was the most creepy handshake I've ever gotten in my life.
Okay. Yeah. Joy. Bette Midler is on there? I thought only black women were on there.
No. They're a very diverse liberal crew.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you had to be like of a racial background. Sorry, did I just like offend people by saying that?
No.
Maybe. Whatever. I'm not asking you. You would know.
You love a wet noodle.
A wet noodle. All right, let's keep going. This is funny. Maybe he thought you were gay too.
They've lost all contact with reality, haven't they?
Yeah, there was nothing fake about this. It's a grotesque and irresponsible conspiracy theory with no basis in reality, no evidence behind it. It's everything they accuse people like Trump of doing. And he has done. He spread some weird conspiracy theories, right? But these are the same people who constantly talk about how dangerous that is, actually doing it applied to something gravely serious. And look, it doesn't even make sense on their own incoherent and bizarre terms. Trump is running away with the election. He does not need some false flag event to boost him in the polls. He's crushing Joe Biden, who is a vegetable at this point, it increasingly seems, in almost all of the polls. And the idea that they would, innocent people were killed in this event, just bystanders who were there, who were engaged.
I was laughing at the ears and the hairy men.
And the eyebrows.
Oh my God, look at his eyebrows.
He looks like Matt Gaetz yesterday.
Who?
Matt Gaetz at the RNC convention, who had like a bad case of plastic surgery face freeze.
Okay.
Good Lord, dude. You look like a Mr. Potato Head. I love what you're saying. I do. I'm not trying to insult you. Well, I am. I love you. I respect your opinion. But oh my God, dude. You've got your eyebrows and your ears.
It's all just perfectly it's like he's gotten some like hair gel and actually like gone like that and then done the hair after. It's just like all slicked back.
I swear I saw this guy in Star Trek The Next Generation.
In our democracy. You want to talk about
please don't tell me that you shave down there. Because I've been having this conversation on Sean's Discord as well. Men don't need to shave below the neck. It's very gay. It's very, very gay. There's no need. And that's actually easier not to have to shave below the neck. So you've got it good, right? Us ladies, we need to just epilate, whatever it is, everywhere. We need to remove all of the furs, everything.
Unless you're my ex.
Whereas men, no, be masculine. Be masculine.
Oh, she was very masculine.
Was she?
Yeah.
You sure it was a she?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no.
Very hairy man, just you.
Yeah.
But, you're not going to save it by shaving it because, then you end up looking quite effeminate.
Have you ever,
Well, I mean, like actual gay men, cool. Like gay men tend to like each other to be that way, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Each to their own. Each their own. But maybe it's just a personal preference thing. I like men to have masculinity about them. Depilate. Is that depilate?
I personally don't like to think I'm about to go feel down a woman's pants and think I'm about to finger Bigfoot.
Well, I mean, if she doesn't look like Bigfoot, then that helps.
Well, she had the body hair of it.
Okay. Well, you chose that. So
for that one date.
Okay, nighty night. Bye. I'll call you. Hey, Benjamin,
An
how's
attack
it
on our
going?
democracy. This is actually one of them. And we have people conspiracy theorizing that this was all some setup. I mean, it's total brain rot. It's total madness. It's total lunacy. And it demonstrates a complete deficit of respect and common decency. And from people with a platform to do this kind of thing in the aftermath of a national tragedy, it's just beyond disgraceful, if you ask me. And we live in a time of cancel culture where misgendering someone or an offensive tweet from 15 years ago can often get an actor or an actress fired. What consequences will this young woman face? Honestly, I mean, I doubt they'll have the same energy when it's something about Trump, but I could be wrong.
Indeed. I think you're sadly absolutely correct. Brad Palumbo, thank you so much for your time tonight.
All right. So, changing to another report. Hang on. Ooh. Whoops. Hang on. Look, I mean, there's always collateral damage, Brandon. You got to deal with swings and roundabouts with these things. But I'd rather a masculine man when it comes down to it. Masculine. Alrighty. So, now... lefties losing it. Now, I think Miss Rita Panahi is on leave at the moment, which is a damn shame because she's awesome. This is not Rita Panahi. She's like the Panahi. Yeah, you know who Rita is.
Yeah.
Mo is in love with Rita. But this is her show, and this lady's taking over for a bit. Rita would be pissed that she missed this. Anyway,
I'm sure.
She would. So let's watch what this one's got to say. Oh, hang on. Sound.
Did you know it's muted?
I do know it's muted.
Okay, Sean.
Now what? Now what?
Deep into lefty territory where the clown show is in full swing. And I'm talking A+ level insanity.
It's a false flag.
False flag.
Yeah, false flag.
Somebody died and 2 people injured. What do you think about that?
False flag.
False flag.
I thought it was magnificently staged. It was professionally done. It almost looked real.
Wait. Staged by who?
Oh, by Mr. Trump, of course.
I think this whole thing is staged. You think it was staged? Yeah.
It depends on everybody's view. Yeah.
View of the assassination attempt? So you just thought it was fake?
Of course.
One person died in the crowd, 2 critically injured. What happened there?
Small price, but it wouldn't matter to Trump. Do you think he cares if people die for him to be elected? That doesn't mean anything to Trump.
Yeah. It's comical, but please go on. What evidence is there to suggest that it was indeed staged or a fake?
I think that he walked away alive with perhaps a scratch on his ear.
Yeah, grazed his ear.
Yeah. Of course, behind the scenes, that was all fabricated. Some noise. They put a little scratch on his ear, threw a little blood on his face.
Now, so you think that they planned from 130 yards away to shoot off the corner of his ear?
And they never shot off the corner of his ear.
Oh, yes, absolutely, of course. With the people sitting around in the rows behind Trump, perhaps they managed to jump the barrier, scratch his ear, throw a little fake blood on him, and boom, we'll call it an attempted assassination. Nailed it. Makes total sense.
Nailed it.
And there's more.
You're disappointed that the shooter missed Donald Trump?
100%. No, Will, nothing.
Oh,
She doesn't like him as much as I do, but she's a little more sympathetic to people dying.
I know somebody who was in the front row during that.
He did what he wanted to do.
I mean, do you think it was justified? Like, do you think
In
he?
his eyes, I'm sure it was. But you know what? Since he missed, I can guarantee there's going to be 100 people that are going to try to not miss.
Yes, she's a bit more sympathetic to those dying. Yes, the lefties, they're such pleasant people, aren't they? And the circus keeps delivering.
Absolutely. You guys are out here on the heels of the attempted Trump assassination. Can I get your reaction to what happened the other day?
Well, it's a shame the person missed, but it's ironic that the shooter was also a Republican.
Now, here is a plot twist I bet you didn't expect.
I see you have a crossbow over here. Can you tell me a little bit more about it and why you decided to bring it here? You have I don't know what it is. It looks like a crossbow.
Yeah, it's a pistol crossbow. I don't like firearms. This is a much safer alternative, and it's used only for personal defense as an absolute last resort.
I see you have a hammer and sickle tattoo. Can you tell me more about this tattoo?
I was born in the Soviet Union. I was brought here when I was a little kid, but it's just a symbolism of where I came from.
Aha, got it. Thank goodness that tattoo clears up all of the unanswered questions I had about that particular lefty. You know, imagine just waking up one day and going, well, I'm going to go and take my pistol crossbow down to the park. Just another normal day, I guess, in the life of those who are still wearing masks. Rainbow ones at that. And look, there's been another Chief Loon Joy Reid moment, aka Trump.
Wait a minute. Okay, can we just talk about the crossbow for a second? So how would that work? Like actually work? So if someone up to if someone would actually come up to her and like she was in physical danger, they were close to her, and I think that's mainly the thing I'm concerned about, the close proximity, right? So if they were here, like a meter or so away, and they were coming at her fast, the crossbow, you need to pull the crossbow back, right? How does that work?
You get one shot.
Yeah, but don't they need to be like a good 10 meters away? Sorry, 10 meters is like, I don't know, 20 yards, 15 yards.
I mean, in theory, you could do it short distance, but it would be very difficult. Ideally, they're a long range weapon. And if somebody is a long way away from you, unless they have a pew pew pointed at you, they're not a threat. Imminent threat, I should say.
Yeah, you can't tell whether the person's a threat, so that's not really self-defense, is it?
No, because the threat is not imminent.
Yeah, I wish Branko was here because, like, he would laugh his ass off at the idea of using a crossbow for self-defense. How does that work?
Idiotic.
It is absolutely idiotic, and I don't know much about self-defense weapons, but I can tell that the idea of having a crossbow is not going to work.
Just get a can of mace, non-deadly mace.
Yes. Okay, Branko, we need to send out the Branko bat signal.
Yeah, I mean, see, I have a can of mace or pepper spray or whatever. If I go on a walk in Mesa, I bring it with me.
Maybe she's allergic to mace.
Then get pepper spray, whatever.
Yeah.
It's muted, sweetie.
Rewrite himself as a victim.
People are concerned and expressing concern that we won't be the guardians of memory, and that we will allow Donald Trump, as he is, bathed in the glory and grandeur of his party, to rewrite himself as both a hero and a victim.
Please, just give it a rest, Joy. Take a break from Trump. Take a mental break.
Pause it.
It must be exhausting being so
You know what's really funny is Joy Reid had hair that was, or not Joy Reid, that woman that was just talking.
Yeah. Okay.
She was walking into an event and somebody asked her, hey, did you decide to copy Trump's hair or did Trump decide to copy your hair? And a couple days later, she shaved her head. Because her hair looked identical to Trump's for a while.
What was it? orange and like
No, not
side.
orange, blonde and
Mm.
like the same haircut.
So now it looks like that chick who was a porn star.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's her name?
Oh, the one that spoke at the RNC?
Yeah, she's quite beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's really pretty.
And I'm kind of
But
annoyed at
people
all
were
the
having a go at
Republicans.
her.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's
it annoyed
idiotic.
a lot of Republicans because, like, she has some salacious past.
Thank you, Kat.
Yeah.
Amber Rose.
Amber Rose, yeah. She has
And
some salacious past.
Can I just say, all these conservatives going after her. Oh, she's not
Hmm.
conservative, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, come on.
99.9% of their people watching them are voting for Trump. Here we have a woman who has an audience, a big audience,
Yes.
where nobody's going to vote for Trump
Mm.
unless she brings them in. And she is bringing people in to the cause. Stop attacking her. And we're Christians. Christians are supposed to accept people,
100%.
not judge. Sorry, I'm just really annoyed.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And for the record, like, I'm very centrist. People tend to not like the fact that I'm a bit of a fence sitter. And so I tend to like sit in the middle and take on the views of both sides.
Yeah.
Especially because in Australia, we don't have this really charged political environment where the left and the right are so different to one another. And yeah, to have this kind of environment where the left is so extreme and the right is so extreme, it does really look like it. From over here, it looks like the two are
That's
just
fair.
worlds apart compared
Well,
to
we
here.
are. But
Yeah, compared to here, it's just such a big divide. So for me, I just look at this and go, kind of like what you are saying, Benjamin Gray. Yeah, I'm left leaning. I don't believe any of the stage stuff. This was an SSA failure, through and through. Yeah, I mean, I look at things like this and I go, how can you, as just an intelligent person, look at something like this and go, it was staged?
Well,
there's too much reasonable doubt, right?
Even Biden's admitting it happened. Even the Secret Service, the
Of course he
FBI,
is.
everybody, every agency is admitting this happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trump went to the hospital. His ear was shot.
Mm.
And he almost died. And if he had died, I am terrified to think what this country would look like today.
It would probably look like it did in the middle of COVID, just after
No.
the
Okay.
just after the shooting of George Floyd. Not shooting. The
okay. Sure.
the
Summer
death
of Love.
George Floyd. Yeah. So because then everything exploded. There were riots, and from over here, it looked like your country was about to head straight into civil war. It was, and am I wrong? Because it's what it looked like from over here.
It might have been what it looked like.
Maybe it wasn't.
It
looked pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was a matter of time till it got under control.
Mm.
I think it would have been much worse than that, possibly much worse than that.
Mm.
And it would have been fuel for further attacks on other politicians.
Yeah.
And it just would have got out of hand very quickly and devolved.
Yeah. Well, when I say it looked like
No,
it was
I
heading to
understand.
civil war, and that was the year of an election as well. So
Funny.
around that,
Isn't that a coincidence? A coinky dink.
A coinky dink, indeed. So that was June, July, and I remember that
August.
it was.
Well,
June,
July. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. And I remember that was in the lead up to the election. And so you had the BLM riots, then you had the campaigning happening, and just one thing after another would lead to more and more fighting and rioting. And then you had the Rittenhouse thing happen.
Jacob Blake.
Yeah, it was literally explosive, one thing after another. And like from the outside, it just looked like, what is going on with America? You guys just need to cool it. It was worrying. It was really worrying. Anyway, let's keep going. Hang on, I'm playing this from Facebook.
And
It
to
keeps muting
Tenacious
itself.
Deranged, the has-been
Oh, this
past their
thing.
use-by-date band who have cancelled the rest of their Australian tour because of their on-stage Trump meltdown.
Wait, do you guys know about this, Tenacious D? Did you
Yeah.
hear about the Tenacious D thing?
yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. Hang on, it keeps muting.
Don't miss Trump next time.
You know, remember when the left thought Jack Black was just the funny guy, the cool dude? I mean, he was, after all, the Democrats' pick for Biden 2024.
And then they hit me with the big one. They said, Jack, you can't go. You have nothing to wear. Your good suit is in the cleaners. Well, were they wrong? Because I had this to wear. My kick-ass American flag overalls. Most patriotic outfit of all times. That shut him up. There wasn't much they could say after that. And when the president wins in November, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a sweet shout out.
Cringe. Yes, that aged so well, didn't it? And now that funny lefty is hated. He must be so lonely. And in the face of all these lefties suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, this guy gives quite an accurate response.
You can take my ears, but you cannot take my liberty. They want to cut off my ears like the Taliban, but what they don't know is my ears can grow back like SpongeBob through budding, by the way. Hit me with your best shot, why don't you? Because if that's the best you got, you're a loser. You're such a loser, you missed so bigly. By the way, you had a big opportunity. You could have made my head blow up on TV, but you didn't do that, did you? Now my ear is going to grow back bigger and better.
Joining me now is filmmaker and journalist Ami Horowitz. Ami, good to see you. How good was that compared to all the insane lefty losing it videos we've seen? I mean, the Trump derangement syndrome is at another level right now.
Yeah, it sure is. It's on display across the country. And look, it's terrible to say, but what you're seeing with people across the country on the left is that this assassination attempt wasn't because of the insane amount of rhetoric against President Trump. Really, they're doing it because they're saying, hey, it's your fault, right? I mean, you, Trump, are the one who has said these things. Therefore, this is what it has led to. Like, there's no self-reflection here. They're looking to blame the victim. Right? They're looking to blame Republicans and Trump and their rhetoric for the attack on him. That's what it's come down to. So, look, it's always nice to have a little bit of levity in this very dire and dark time that we have.
Yeah, completely. I just find it bizarre. Some people saying it's staged, it's fake. It's just on a different level right now. Now, Ami, let's talk about the catastrophic security failure that led to Donald Trump being shot. The head of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheatle, aka Dr. Jill Biden's top pick for the job, is now blaming, get ready for it, a sloped roof for the security failure.
The shooter climbing up seemingly unimpeded, about 400 feet from the stage, with a direct line of sight on the former president.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, you know, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, you know, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
Now, the irony in this is that the snipers who were behind Trump during the rally were on a sloped roof as well.
A much
There's
more
the image.
sloped roof.
And here is a picture of an agent standing on the White House roof. And would you look at that? It's sloped as well, Army. I mean, surely it's time to sack Kimberly Cheatle. She clearly has no idea what she's on about.
Yeah, look, a while back, the Secret Service said it was their goal to make it 30% female. I'm not sure exactly why that is. I think their focus should be to make it 100% competent and effective, which it seems like it may not be. I think that might be a bigger problem. And look, I'm not saying women can't do the job, but you have to have women who can do the job, right? You have to have women who can handle a man like Trump, who's 215 pounds, 6'3". I'm not going to convert it to your crazy system because I was told there wasn't going to be any math in this interview. But the point is, he's a large man, and you need somebody who can not only handle him, but holster her weapon at the same time.
Couldn't even holster the weapon.
Joe Biden can't fire her. Do you know why? He doesn't know who she is. In a Lester Holt interview,
he doesn't know
was
who his
asked,
wife is.
and he kept calling her him. Now, unless she changed her pronouns, the president of the United States doesn't know who the head of the Secret Service is. That's going to be a problem when it comes to firing her. And look, beyond that, I think that this Lester Holt interview actually was a pretty big deal. It all got kind of washed away in the news of the assassination and the VP pick, but it was quite revealing, particularly when Lester Holt asked him about the rhetoric. Now, when Joe Biden had a chance to bring the temperature down, and he did in a sense, but at the end of the day, what he ended up doing was he kept saying, you have to keep the rhetoric down, instead of saying, I have to do the same thing. And Lester Holt called him out on that and asked him about it. And he didn't say, you're right, I need to do that. He actually doubled down and said, hey, what else? How else do you want me to describe him if not saying he's a threat to democracy? Because that's what he is. He doubled down on this rhetoric even after the assassination. This is where we're at.
It's just insane. It is madness from every single way you look at it. And, you mentioned the women.
Look, I don't think Biden doubled down on anything. He didn't know what the hell he was saying. Like, we saw his address, if we can call it that. Is that what he's talking about? Is he talking about when Biden said, oh, we all just need to cool it down? The rhetoric or whatever it was, that was the wording. Okay. I feel really sorry for whoever it was who was trying to edit that piece to camera, because that was just an abomination. Like, he couldn't get his words out. He said former Trump, he said battle box. What else did he say? He almost said make America great again. There were several other really nasty gaffes in there, and that was a pre-recorded speech. He was reading off a teleprompter, which was up there somewhere, right? Like, I'm starting to wonder whether this is an alien in a rubber suit. I actually watched. Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Kang and Thor they came down and they took Bill Clinton's body and Romney's body, and they took over their bodies and they did political speeches, and people asked, why should we vote for you? And they said, it makes no difference who you vote for. Your country is doomed. Your planet is doomed. and then they're walking down the street together holding hands. They said, Mr. President, people are getting confused why you and your running mate are continually holding hands. It was so weird, because it doesn't make you feel like anything that Mr. Biden is saying is actually coming from him.
No.
Because it's all so scripted, and you can tell that there's people around him and there's minders around him that are just like, please say this, and can you please say it correctly?
Somebody
that
gave him
wasn't
a
right.
note.
Can you say it again?
When he was on a call with some other Democrats, and the note was, you're sounding defensive. Joe Biden read the note aloud on the call.
Oh, when was this?
Yesterday, I think. It wasn't recorded, but you're sounding defensive, because they were going at like, maybe you should resign, and he's, you know what, Jack, and does his whole thing. I got hairy legs.
I want to say one other thing. about this whole thing with Biden right now. And that is, if this were a setup, right? If this were all staged, why on earth would the Republicans do it now?
Yeah.
Right? Why would they not do it 1 month out from the election when it's too late for them to for the Dems to bring someone else in?
Or even if somebody else is in, why would they not do it in October?
Yeah.
That would be the perfect time.
It's too early.
Right?
It's way too early.
Mail-in voting starts. Yeah. You've wasted 3 months for nothing.
Yeah. So, I mean, why put their guy in danger? Because especially in danger from a 20-year-old marksman, right?
Retardy Oswald.
Yeah. Some people might be saying, okay, well, all right, so he wasn't actually the shooter. There were other shooters getting around. So on a grassy knoll somewhere, right? I don't believe any of this. This is just garbage, right? But if this were staged, why the hell is it staged 4 months out?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
And
Zero sense.
let's say, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm
always
just
right.
makes oh shush.
Oh hush. All right, watch a little bit more. Hang on.
Muted.
And the diversity pics clearly on full display over the weekend. But they were like a pack of fumbling fumbleinas. And I think that this particular video sums up their efforts.
After Secret Service Barbie, a highly trained member of the Secret Service, removes her weapon from its holster for the very first time in her career. She struggles to return her pea shooter as though it's her first day on the job. Fortuitously, her skills from a previous life as an amateur actress come into play, allowing her to convincingly mimic the swift draw of the weapon and scan the horizon for threats. Chewing her gum nonchalantly, she attempts to exude a tactical demeanor, reminiscent of a fusion between the Blues Brothers and Rosie O'Donnell.
I mean, look, she couldn't find her holster. Another agent was preoccupied with her sunglasses. They were running around like headless chooks. Meanwhile, the former president had been shot. And what I noticed was on the first day of the Republican convention when Donald Trump walked in, there were no female security in sight. It was men. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, look, it goes back to this idea of they have to have some kind of, weird random number on how many women they want to have there. Again, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying women can't do the job. I mean, I've seen some pretty badass women out there, and those are the kind of people they should be hiring. But I think Secret Service 101 is learn how to take out your weapon and then reholster it. I think that's kind of like the first thing you're supposed to learn on the job. And just look at the size of her. She just can't handle a man of President Trump's.
You just can't handle the truth. All right, I'm going to say something about this. I feel really sorry for that woman. Like, she has copped it so bad from all of the media, the social media, from both sides. I feel bad for her. I really do. She was not the one who decided to be put in that situation there. Someone gave her the job of being there at that point in time. She just signed up to be in the Secret Service and they had her stationed there. And maybe these people are right. Maybe they shouldn't have had her there, but she was stationed to be there. So I feel really bad for her that she's being mocked. She was just doing her job. She was trying to do her job and she fumbled, and we're all human. So I just feel like she's learned her lesson, definitely. But yeah. And yet these aren't them badass women. Well, yeah, okay. Well, I can't help feeling a bit shit for her. She's probably worked really hard to get to that job, and then she got put there, and it probably wasn't the right place for her. She probably wasn't ready for it, and now the whole world's mocking her. So that's pretty fucked. And the other thing is about this whole thing with that other woman, and the other woman I mean is this blonde lady who is standing in front of Trump, and she's clearly not tall enough to stand in front of Trump because he's 2 meters tall or something. A dude who is short shouldn't be in that position either. So yeah, that women. I don't want to sound like, harping on about the fact that women should be allowed to do this stuff. They should be allowed to do it on merit if they're big enough and strong enough to handle looking after the person that they are guarding, and it should be based on whether or not physically they can look after that person. And that is the job of whoever is above them. So
I will give her credit.
It shouldn't be DEI. Yep. Sorry.
I will give her credit though for actually shielding Trump as best as she could.
She did.
She got in there. She manned up, for lack of a better term, and protected Trump.
They had all of them. They all just straight in there. No question about it. No question about it. What's interesting though is her lack of stature made it possible for those photos to happen. Isn't it interesting?
That is true.
Yeah, isn't it?
And they should not have let Trump stop. Because Trump at first is like, I need my shoe. Because when he got knocked over, his shoe got knocked off him by the Secret Service. You heard in the audio, Trump's like, where's my shoe? I need my shoe.
Really?
Right after he gets up. And they're like, no, let's go, let's go. And then Trump's like, stop, 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 stop. And then that's when he does his iconic, fist pump, fight.
He didn't want to walk out without a shoe.
Yeah, he was missing one of his shoes.
No way.
Yeah.
They could have signed that woman to the DeSantis team. Yeah, sure. If he's shorter, why not?
And,
if you got a short dude, why not?
Mini Mike.
Also, just before we get off this, I want to know what Trump said when they were on the ground, right? Like, because they would have been like, get down, Mr. President, get down, stay down. And I want to know what he said, because he would have said something like, let me up, because there is no way that those dudes there, chick, whatever, those agents would have wanted him to get up and put his head up in that moment. They would not have liked the fact that he wanted to get up and go like that. Right.
No.
So he must have said something.
No,
like,
he just,
let me up.
Well, they had to get him out of there. So he had to stand up. They should have then just dragged him to the car. But Trump is Trump, and he starts fighting with them. Is like, no, wait. And then that's when he does it, fight. And then he goes again.
On.
Yeah, we heard the whole thing.
But the mic was on the stand there. Did he have a lapel mic on, did he?
Maybe. I can try to find the video.
You
hear him asking for a shoe. No, you hear him
really? I didn't know you could even hear that. Okay.
It depends on the video, but I can search for it.
Oof, I haven't been this slow since I first had Melania. Classic. All right. Secret Service boss.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Let's go. Let's go. All right, we'll finish up with that.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Move it there. Hold. When you're ready, on you. Ready? Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stand. Get ready. We ready? Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move? We're clear. We're clear.
You can see my friend Brick Suit there.
Okay, so they knew the shooter was down at this point. So we're clear, as in we can move Trump out.
Yeah, well, they knew the one shooter was clear. They didn't know if there was additional.
Well, but they were saying we're clear, as in that's the signal to get Trump out, right?
Yeah, the current threat is down.
Okay. Okay, got you. Let's keep going.
Come on. Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
Let me get my shoes.
Yeah. Let me go back.
Come on. Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold that in your head. It's bloody. So we gotta move to the class. Let me get my shoes. Okay. What's up?
Okay. All right. Because he said, let me get my shoes, there was like a moment of waiting and him standing up, and that gave him the opportunity to be like upright and then get up and go fight.
I think they weren't going to let him get his shoes, but then he told them, wait. And those idiots let him wait, which is so stupid.
That was kind of
on their
dumb.
part. Even Donald Trump Jr. is like, yeah, this is the most iconic photo I've ever seen in my life, and they should not have done that.
What? When did he say that?
During the RNC a couple days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, everybody like is like, yeah, this photo is iconic. It's amazing. It's badass.
Yes.
It shows strength. No. Secret Service can overrule the president. Like when in a emergency like this, what they say goes.
Yeah.
They get Trump out of there.
Yeah. Because it doesn't really seem right that his head is just exposed like that.
No.
At a moment like that.
No.
Why? Like there were a second ago there were bullets flying at him.
One hit his ear. His face is covered in blood.
Yeah, and his head is just exposed suddenly, and he's out there like that. I mean, it doesn't look good.
No.
Former president. I know. People keep saying president. It's former president. I know. It reminds people. Sorry, it reminds people of two.
Of Iwo Jima flag photo.
What's
of
that?
us lifting our flag, I think in World War II.
Oh, okay. Well, David actually posted on Twitter in response that it reminds us of the Twin Towers photo when the Ground Zero, when they lifted the flag up from Ground Zero. Yeah. It's like a overcoming adversity photo. Oh,
this photo.
Okay. This photo. Oh, look at that. That's a great photo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? In America, they often call former president for just president, whatever.
They call
Mads, I've noticed that. Yeah.
Former president. They call every president before Trump has been called president. It's only Trump that's former president.
Yeah, I've noticed that. They continue to call people president.
Yeah.
Like President Bush, President Clinton.
Even Obama, President Obama.
President Obama, he's still President Obama. Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what I think of him, he's still President Obama.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't say former President Obama. Yeah. No, I've never heard anyone call him former President Obama.
Yeah.
Mark my words, and we'll see if I'm right or not. But I think Michelle Obama is going to be the new candidate, and I think she could win.
She said over and over she doesn't want it, but who knows?
Of course. They always say that. I think she's the only person who could win against Trump. The Aussies calling it right now. I don't live there. I don't know much about this shit, but I am a marketer.
Fair.
I am a marketer. And I think that the only way the Dems can win right now is with the Obama name. I think that's it. And why would she want to do such a thing? Well, for history. For history.
Yeah.
So, that would be awful. She hates Americans. Look, it could. I don't think she would make a good president necessarily, but who cares? Who could actually win an election? That's all they care about right now. That's
I mean,
all
Witcham is having fun setting up random autistic Michigans to kidnap her. So I don't know if she'd want to run.
I don't say I want her to. I'm just making a prediction. And I think that the Democrats right now would do absolutely anything to make this happen. Hillary has too many skeletons in the closet.
Okay. Yes. But she knows where every single skeleton of every single other politician is. She's got over 60 bodies buried. Literally. Oh, I'm sorry. Self-unalivings with 2 pew-pew holes in the back of the head.
But this is the problem, Dali. She's got too many haters, right? Whereas Michelle Obama is like...
Yes. Well, she's got a lot of
haters. She has the Obama name.
Oh, trust me. We call her Big Mike. There's a sizable portion of our population that consider her a transsexual.
How much is sizable?
Hillary Clinton, though, is a prima donna. She is basically the queen of the Democrat Party. I can see her being like, no, I want to die as being the first female president.
There are other Democratic governors that seem to be centrist enough to have broad appeal. Yes, but are they famous enough? Do they have that magnetism about them, Mads? It's interesting. Because when she speaks, it seems that people just see her as some sort of deity. That's what you need in a presidential candidate.
I don't know. Yes, you do. It's going to be hard. I mean, Democrats or Black Democrats are going to be pissed that they're going to try to get away from Kamala.
Too bad that Kamala can't win. Kamala can't win.
Oh, I know. But the fact that they're ditching her is really going to be...
They'll get over it. They'll get over it. Okay, let's assume Michelle came in now, right? Mm-hmm. That this is just enough time for anyone who wanted Harris to get over it, because they would see the upswing in the polls go towards the Dems. So they'd get over it pretty fast if they saw that, hey, they had a chance of winning now, right? And then she would start making some speeches and get some really good vibes going. And then it would start to actually look like some states would swing back towards her, or towards them. And just imagine if things really evened out and started to go over the line, they could take it. And it would be like this historic moment of this Black woman winning.
Well, it'd still be with fraud, but yeah.
Who cares? They don't care.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care. They don't care. And Michelle's been caught on too many hot mic hating on Americans, including military. She never said grabbing anyone's pussy.
Well,
hot mic moments doesn't really matter, does it?
It really depends on the person. Trump can get away with something like that. In a context of he's rich and famous, he can have any woman he wants. He can just walk up to any woman and grab them by the pussy. It's crude. It's vulgar. I'll agree with that. It's offensive. Absolutely.
He got away with it.
And quite frankly, I mean, not every woman, but let's be honest. The guy is rich, famous. When he said that comment, he could have any woman he wanted. So I don't know. It's just...
He absolutely lost a lot of votes for that, right? So he would have had a lot more. Yes, he did. He lost a lot of votes for that, right? So there were a lot of women and a lot of men who have daughters who didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I agree. It was not sounding good.
Yeah, it was not good, right? So any of these Michelle hot mic moments, right, then they're not going to be as bad as that, right? They're not going to be as bad as that. That was pretty bad. And hot mic moments are going to happen. If she goes and runs for election, she's going to face everything being pulled up that's bad that she's ever done. True. But there's only 4 months, right? Yeah. There's only 4 months for all that to happen. So I'm just saying that whoever takes over from Biden at this moment in time, they better be ready for all of that muckraking to occur. Now, I just think the only person who can, at this point, because Trump's riding high, the only person that the Dems could possibly have at that stature to really like inspire people and go, oh, finally now we could win, it's her. I think she's the only one. I think that's it.
I don't even know how they're going to do this. Like, do they hold a new... I don't know how they're going to do this. Like, do they hold a new primary? Like, this is unheard of. Like, this has never happened before. This has never happened before. I mean, technically in the bylaws, the DNC can just choose the candidate.
I know. I actually, I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. Like, I thought that Kamala had to take it.
No. I mean, they can throw her out, toss her aside.
Can
I
they?
think that's going to be a very damaging move, though.
Maybe it's because I'm a man, but that grab my pussy was a joke there made a million times before. The theme is that women is just as superficial as men, and when men see big who... Yeah, look, but this was back at the last election. Sorry, the election that he won. 2016.
Well,
right. So that was when it came out, just before the 2016 election. And no question, there were swinging voters at the time who were just like...
The Christian vote. Yeah, you lost some.
A lot, for sure. Like, I think he would have had a much bigger margin if it weren't for that. It looks really bad for a presidential candidate to be saying things like that. But that said, yeah, you're right, Half-Irish. It was a while ago, and people are used to the fact that he said that. That said, the Dems since then have gone and pulled up so much more stuff, and they've like indicted him, and he's a felon, and all this other stuff. And I know that it's weaponizing the law, but they don't care. They're like,
it doesn't affect Trump though anymore.
How?
That affected Trump in 2016 a little bit, but him being a felon is like people in Detroit that like Fannie Willis indicted him along with Young Thug and all of the gang members there. Trump has so much street cred, and now Trump has literally been shot. He has so much cred with that community.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. And Trump is being indicted all over the place, felonies. And none of it affects us. We don't care. His base doesn't care. We know it's weaponized lawfare.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't think anyone who was going to vote for him is going to not vote for him now.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I think he's fine.
He's got more votes because of it.
100%. 100%. And 100 more than 100% because it's going to increase. In fact, we've seen it, right? Yeah. We've seen it. So his support base has increased in the last week, right? Oh, yeah. This is the problem for the Democrats. And so now what we have is this situation where, okay, Biden suddenly has COVID.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I am really sus on him having COVID. I think this is perfect excuse for him to say, oh, I'm only going to step down if my doctors say so. And a week or two earlier, no way was he stepping down. Right. So now there's this perfect opportunity for him to step down. Okay. So great. Funny that he gets COVID right now and he's talking about stepping down.
Yeah.
Someone else is going to come in. And as you say, Ronnie, yeah, there's plenty of other Democrats. Well, if there's plenty of other good Democrats, then why have we had this dude for the last 4 years?
Well, I mean, even why did he run again? Like they could have.
Why did he run again?
Been like, okay, he needs to step down. It's clear he has issues. It's clear he's like Ronald Reagan even worse than Ronald Reagan in 87.
I want to know who these people are. I want to know who these other good Democrats are because, yeah, like someone needs to give up. If there's going to be a true choice for people, and I think there should be a true choice for people because there's not a true choice for people. People who who are actually left-minded, and I don't mean the extremists, like the people who want to see Trump shot. That's ridiculous, right? So people who are left-leaning and want left values for real, right? They should have a choice. They should have an actual choice rather than this vegetable who is leading the country right now. So, I mean, if I were there right now, I'd be voting for Trump. But no, I wouldn't want to have to vote for Trump just because the only option who is sane and able to make a coherent sentence is Trump. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, why should there be a choice? Because it's democracy. That's what. Hey, hello, Amos. Good to have you here. And yeah, I mean, some people do think that Trump is absolutely vile, and that's fair, Melissa. That's fair, right? Like, he's done some things that absolutely do appear that way, and you are entitled to that opinion. 100%.
He hired John Bolton.
Yeah. And
if he were
Trump
American,
has said
he'd
much
get
more
that.
crazy stuff than that comment. Yeah, and I mean, that's just the one comment that rings in my ears. The thing about the grabbing of the pussy, that's the one thing that rings in my ears. I didn't like it. I've got a daughter, and I'm a woman. I don't like that comment. I just don't. But I'm allowed to have that opinion, and I don't think it's becoming of a president, really. But yeah, I mean, each to their own.
Neither is shitting in front of the Pope, but here we are.
Yeah. So anyway, but here's the thing, though. Yeah, I do feel that there should be a good presidential race. There should be two opponents who can speak. They should be able to speak. Speaking is actually a fairly important skill for a presidential candidate. Don't
I was
you
really
think?
hoping for a second debate, though.
Was there one actually set?
Yeah.
When?
September, I think.
Yeah.
Oh God, Mads.
Nixon. Honestly, I don't want to hear what anyone said in private.
Okay, here's the thing with Nixon. He was paranoid as hell. He ran against JFK in 1960. He watched the deep state take out Nixon. Or I'm sorry, take out JFK.
Yeah.
Nixon saw the corruption in our government. He saw the first FBI guy. His name is blanking me. Somebody can help me out. He saw all this corruption. He believed JFK was taken out by our government. He was paranoid. And he knew the government also had dirt on him. So he couldn't really act against them. So he wired up his entire White House. So everywhere he went, there was a recording of him. He was a really good president, in my opinion, which is controversial. A lot of people are going to disagree. Everybody in America, when he was elected, loved him. Huge. Like, he got Reagan numbers when he ran for president. Well, the deep state, like 80% of the people that went into Watergate had connections with CIA. They used those recordings against him, and somebody or he was forced to delete some and broke the law, and they got him set up and out. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know, but once they're out, they're out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they come out. So that's it, Mads. The thing about the pussy comments when said in private too. I know. But the world knows.
Yeah.
Not much you can do about that. Okay, guys, that's it. We are finishing up. You guys have a very interesting political landscape. I'm kind of pleased ours isn't like yours.
Can I move there?
Look, just because ours isn't as exciting as yours doesn't mean that it isn't, or that it's great. It's not. At the moment, we have a complete dweeb who's running our country. And yeah, he's a lefty. And honestly, I've voted left before and I voted right before. I've voted both. As I said, I'm quite a centrist. I'm definitely in the middle, and I will vote for the person who has who's offering the best for me and my country, but for me at that point in time and for our political landscape. So if I feel that things are going too far extreme, I don't like extremists, right? So I will go with who I feel is not pandering to the extremes. If I feel that there's the party that I'm voting for is just pandering to the side that is really going too far to the left or too far to the right, then I will on principle go the other way, because I just don't like it. I don't like it when people are sort of pushing a very strong hardline agenda. And sometimes it happens in this country because of the fact that we have like the two houses. There'll be independents or small parties that end up being holding the balance of power. Like the Greens Party, for example, they are quite an extreme left party, and they will be pushing things like not coal mining and stuff like that. So like putting big tariffs on the mining companies. Now, the mining companies, they actually hold a lot of the power for as far as jobs in our country. So what the Greens Party doesn't understand is that without the mining companies, we don't make dollars. Like a lot of us can't make a living. So it might sound like a really good thing for the environment to put a lot of tariffs onto the mining companies, but actually without them, the economy doesn't run. So it doesn't work. So yeah, things like that. So and then the other way around, if the Conservative Party takes too much notice of the very far right parts of the factions, then same thing occurs. The very far right parts of the Conservative side might want to look into allowing or stopping. Sorry, hello, Great Lakes. So how did they respond?
Dave.
Oh, hello. Yes, I know. We'd call you a swing voter. Yes, I'm a swing voter. Indeed, that's what I am. There needs to be a swing voter. I'm a swinger, indeed. Yeah. So the right side of our system, they might be pushing some really hardline religious stuff, and I'm Catholic, but you know, they might be doing some things that are against my own principles, and so yeah, it just when it comes down to it, if it's too far to the extreme, then I'll go the other way. So yeah, I'm a swing voter, and yeah, some people don't like that. Dave would probably vote for Whitmer for president just so she would leave Michigan, I think. Yes, I can imagine that too. Anyway, I'm gonna just I know people are starting to go and watch the Republican National, what is it? Congress?
Convention.
Convention, sorry. And also, but if you don't feel like watching that tonight, it is crime stream night over on Sean Potentially Criminal. So yeah, if you think you might want to watch Trump later, then I would say go and watch Sean, because crime stream night is always on Thursday night, no matter what. No matter what else is happening, he doesn't care. He's doing crime stream night. That's it. That is just it. That's how it is. So I'll chuck you over there and maybe just leave a tab open and watch him and Trumpy at the same time. Or he might snipe Trump. You don't know. Doubt it though. He tends to like to do his crime stream the way he does crime stream, which is crime all the time. All crime all the time. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. And you know what? Because I got those last 5 memberships, I have to go and ask somebody on the street what they think of Trumpy. So you never know what I'm going to get. What is the RNC? Hey, I'm an Aussie and I know the Republican National Conference. And Trump is going to be talking tonight in about half an hour, I think. Yes. Sean cancelled. He did not. He did not. The stream's up.
Well, maybe he's streaming it.
He never cancels, ever. Ever, 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 ever. That's his promise. So, anyway, thank you guys for being here. That was fun. That was fun. Convention. Oh, see, I didn't even get it right. I didn't even get it right. Dear me, that was dumb. All right, thank you guys. Love you all. I'll see you on the weekend for Here Safer Days, 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday and other things.
Of Alec Baldwin rush shooting trial on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
You were joking. Good. Sean is a busy working attorney. He is. He actually does attorney things, as does David, I believe. David Helm, that dude.
Yeah. Tell the judge I said hi.
Bye, guys. Tell the judge you said hi. Bye.